They kicked him 10 times, but even that couldn't stop him. But how did he go from being the Premier League's untouchable magician to a story of what could have been? Stick around, because the twists and turns in this legacy will leave you stunned. In his prime, he wasn't just a player. He was the very embodiment of brilliance on the pitch. Dominating the league like a maestro, he wasn't simply about goals, stats, or even career longevity. If numbers and consistency are your benchmarks, sure, comparisons can be drawn. But when it comes to sheer artistry, the kind that makes you shell out your last dime just to see him in action, no one compared. Every time he touched the ball, you could feel the air electrify. He didn't just play football, he performed. And in those mid-2010s Premier League days, every true fan knew. You had to witness Eden Hazard to believe the magic. It wasn't about the number of goals he scored or the assists he provided. What Hazard delivered was unquantifiable. A sense of ease and flair that turned football into an art form. This extraordinary talent, paired with a dose of swagger, made him irresistible to watch. Even a meticulous manager like Jose Mourinho would bend his strict rules just to keep Hazard content. Teammates have shared tales of his unique attitude, skipping training or barely participating. Yet come match day, he would transform into a one-man spectacle, humiliating defenders with effortless brilliance. As Mourinho himself said, the only way to stop Hazard was through repeated fouling. 1 kick, 2 kicks, even 10 kicks. Referees rarely offered him protection, leaving him at the mercy of aggressive opponents. Sadly, the latter years of his career tell a different story. Injuries plagued his time at Real Madrid, where his staggering €114 million price tag became a punchline. Playing only 76 games while missing just as many, Hazard became an easy target for criticism. Despite the jibes about his Champions League title contribution being negligible, it's vital to remember what he brought to the game during his peak years. At his best, he was dubbed the right-footed Messi. It didn't matter if someone else scored more or had a better form. When Hazard stepped onto the field, every mistake you made as a defender was mercilessly punished. His journey to the Premier League, however, began modestly. Arriving from Lille, a club outside the European football spotlight, many underestimated him. But his early years in League One were nothing short of spectacular. Winning consecutive Young Player of the Year awards and then bagging the League One Player of the Year title at just 20 years old, Hazard was already rewriting records. His 12 goals and 14 assists in 54 games were remarkable, but even more impressive was how he toyed with defenders. At Lille, he didn't just compete. He dominated, guiding the club to its first league title in over a decade and adding a Coupe de France trophy to their cabinet. The following season, he raised his game further, delivering 44 goal contributions in just 49 matches. Becoming the second player in French history to win back-to-back Player of the Year awards cemented his status as a generational talent. And yet, despite offers from wealthier clubs, Hazard chose Chelsea, embarking on a new chapter in his career. From his debut in London, wearing the iconic blue, Hazard showed the world why he was different. His dribbling, unmatched since Cristiano Ronaldo's Premier League days, left defenders bewildered. Adjusting to England's physicality, he still managed to score 13 goals and provide 21 assists, helping Chelsea secure the Europa League in his first season. Hazard's low center of gravity, agility, and ability to stop on a dime made him a nightmare for defenders. His moves weren't just unpredictable, they were unstoppable. Opponents often found themselves lunging into thin air or desperately clutching his jersey, all while Hazard danced past them with ease. Just listen to what legends like Yaya Touré and Declan Rice have said. Trying to catch him was like chasing a shadow. Hazard's unique build, combined with his unreal close control, turned him into every defender's worst nightmare. When he was in possession-height spaces, he dismantled them, making seasoned defenders look utterly helpless. At his peak, comparisons to Lionel Messi weren't far-fetched. And dare I say, Hazard was like a faster, more harm-oriented version of Andrés Iniesta. While he may not have matched Iniesta's elite playmaking or Messi's consistency, Hazard's dribbling and ability to slice through defenses were second to none. His playmaking had one singular goal: creating decisive chances. Once he got past the defensive line, it was game over. Either he set up a teammate with a perfect pass or finished the job himself. Whether deployed as an attacking midfielder or out wide, his ability to shift gears and harm goal with laser focus made him a menace to backlands across England. Hazard's combination of vision, short-distance passing, and devastating close control consistently left defenders scrambling. Add to that his pace and knack for scoring, and you had a player who was almost impossible to contain. Even though his stats might not always have topped the charts, those who watched the Premier League knew he was the ultimate game-changer. Week after week, Hazard left fans, pundits, and even rivals in awe. He had the rare ability to make the Premier League, arguably the toughest league in the world, look like child's play. By his second season in England, Hazard was already cementing his legacy. With 17 goals and 8 assists that year, he claimed Chelsea's Player of the Year award and made back-to-back appearances in the Premier League Team of the Year. He was also young enough to clinch the PFA Young Player of the Year award. But his 2014-2015 campaign was the turning point. With 19 goals and 12 assists, Hazard drove Chelsea to Premier League and League Cup triumphs, earning himself both Premier League Player of the Season and PFA Player of the Year honors. The stats may not seem otherworldly, but anyone who witnessed his performances that season knew they were watching the best player in England. It's almost shocking that he only won Player of the Season once. His ability to effortlessly glide past defenders forced them to resort to relentless fouling to stop him, a reality even Jose Mourinho acknowledged. Unfortunately, that physicality began to take its toll. Injuries crept into his career, reducing the frequency of his breathtaking performances. Despite missing 2 months during the 2015-2016 season and spending 97 days sidelined in 2016-2017, Hazard still managed 17 goals and 7 assists, capturing a second Premier League title with Chelsea. His 2017-2018 season saw him contribute 17 goals and 13 assists while lifting the FA Cup, but injuries were becoming an increasingly common storyline. The 2018-2019 season was Hazard's final hurrah in peak form. Even after missing 3 weeks due to injury, he had his best individual season, delivering 21 goals and 17 assists. He finished as the Premier League Playmaker of the Season for his league-high assist tally and capped off his Chelsea career with an unforgettable Europa League final performance. It was the last time fans saw fully healthy Eden Hazard. The years that followed were overshadowed by injuries, with Hazard missing a staggering 500 days over 4 seasons. Yet, make no mistake, Chelsea's Eden Hazard was a once-in-a-generation talent. His brilliance demanded the respect of fans and rivals alike, and his legacy as one of the Premier League's all-time greats remains untouchable. He wasn't just a player. He was an artist, painting football's most beautiful moments with every touch. Eden Hazard's story may have had its ups and downs, but his magic will echo forever. What are your favorite Hazard memories? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more untold football stories.